Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Hangout. It's Sid. It has been a little while since I have posted anything, but I am so excited to be back. Sitting here in the Hangout Lounge. Today we are going to be diving in, doing a concert recap, and what better show to start off this new leg of Hangout episodes than with one of the most epic concerts that I have seen this year, and that is the Taylor Swift Eras Tour. That's right. We're going to be talking all about the Eras Tour in this episode of the Hangout. So make sure you stick around and let's dive right in and talk all about this concert because it is an insane one. If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it yet, prepare yourself. Let's go. Okay, welcome back. I cannot tell you how strange it is, first of all, to be sitting in front of this camera again and having the microphone in front of me and doing all of this, because let me just check how long it's been since I last posted something, because honestly I personally don't remember, but I feel like it has been over a year. The last video I posted was back in May last year, and I'm sorry, but also I have been very focused on working my full-time job and trying to navigate all of it, but I am so excited to be back. I've said that probably a million times by now, and we're only like 3 minutes in, maybe less than that, but so I actually have no idea where to start, because this show is absolutely insane. And like I said, if you've seen it already, you know what I'm talking about. You know how intense these shows are. I don't know if I've ever seen an artist ever do a 3-hour set, maybe just over 3 hours too. Yeah, brace yourself. If you're going to the Taylor Swift Eras Tour, this show is more than 3 hours, not including the openers. And for all her shows, she has 2 openers. So add another hour and a half on top of that. You're going to have the time of your life. And yeah, I literally am speechless just thinking about it and getting shivers at the thought of getting to go back. So a little bit of context. My mom, Maddie, and we got to go to Las Vegas back in March. We posted a vlog about it and everything. So if you want to go watch that full vlog experience and feel like you're actually there, go watch that video. It's over on my personal channel. It's crazy. We basically, okay, I'm just going to rewind to the very beginning when ticket situations were happening, because that's how intense this like whole process was. First of all, I'm not going to dive into that sort of chaos per se, but on our side, Maddie had gotten a pre-sale code or whatever. And of course, everyone's in their like Ticketmaster queues and lineups. We just so happened to be so lucky with how that ticket war situation landed for us. And we basically ended up getting some really amazing seats for Las Vegas. And I personally don't even know how it happened. I guess someone was just watching over us. I don't know. But fast forward to March, we're heading off to Las Vegas. We're ready to go see Taylor. We got our outfits back like literally once tickets had gone on sale. I think I was at like H&M one day and I went and I saw these dresses. If you saw here, I'll insert a photo for the video people, but we're wearing these like pink sparkly sort of like 70s flappery dresses, and I got the little dangly sequences and everything, which is actually hilarious because I'm a fast forward too back to the shows. But after the first night, after wearing that dress and jumping all night, I got rashes underneath my side arms, because the sequins would just like scratch against my arms all night, which was actually hilarious. And every single person that goes to this Eras tour, you're going to be wearing the most sparkles. You probably wore cowboy boots, and tell me if I'm wrong. If you had the same experience, I literally wore cowboy boots because why not? This is the Eras tour. Taylor, cowgirl, go off. But were your shoes off at the end of the night. Like, how painful was that situation? I haven't even talked about the show yet, but anyways, my feet were battered and bruised, and like, I would considerably say that our shoes were super comfy. But oh boy, I've seen some people that have worn the highest heels. Oof. I don't know how y'all do that, but props if you can survive the Taylor Swift show with heels. But let alone, when I go to these concerts, I am jumping to the ceiling. I am jumping so high. I am jumping during every single song. I literally had my Apple Watch going while this concert was going, and I think my like average heart rate was at 190. Yeah. Not that like I was probably freaking out because it's Taylor and everything, but like also just jumping to the tens. So anyways, back to the seating situation. We got row 2 beside the diamond on the first night, and then we ended up being, I want to say like row 3 or 4 on the side of the catwalk for the second night. And truthfully, I have no idea how grateful and lucky we were to have those seats, because when we go to Seattle, we'll be in the nosebleeds, and I'm so excited for those seats too, because the stage and her presence and everything, no matter where you are in the stadium, you're literally going to have the best time. And if you're worried about your seats, if you're kind of sad that you're not on the floor, or you're kind of sad that you're up in the boonies or whatever, truthfully, if you're a fan, you'll just be happy to be in the venue, and it's going to be the best time. So to recap what sort of happened, I'm trying to replay everything in the back of my mind because it's been a while since I've told any of these stories again, but we had gotten to the venue around midday, which was around noonish, and there were like the lineups for merch trucks and everything, and that lineup was absolutely insane. So if you want merch, I personally did not even win the merch war in Las Vegas. I did not get what I wanted. We lined up for 2 hours inside. But that was also just from our personal stupidity. When we got in to the venue, doors opened at 4. Everyone's running to the merch. As you should. If you want merch, you want to line up for the merch when you get in. But no, Maddie and I were a little bit stupid, and we went straight to our seats, which, no matter what time you get there, those are your seats. So I kind of regret that a little bit, but also, it's fine. It's just merch. And I know some people might kill me by just saying that, but like, you're there for the show. At the end of the day, don't kill me. And honestly, I'm scared. Are the Swifties gonna come for me? Please don't come for me. I'm just here sharing my like concert recap. Anyways, the merch, super cute. I really wanted the beige hoodie, but I didn't get it because Maddie and I ended up going to our seats first, took our pictures. The venue was completely empty, and I posted on TikTok our reaction getting to our seats. And people seem to really enjoy us crying and laughing hysterically. I think it didn't hit us that we were actually going to be seeing Taylor in a couple of hours at this venue in Las Vegas. This was our first time in Vegas, and we live over in Vancouver, Canada, so it's honestly not that far of a trip. It's pretty much like the go-to getaway outside of like Los Angeles or like Hawaii for us. And so it's actually surprising that we've never been to Vegas before. But we always said that the only way for us to ever get to Vegas is if we had like a concert to go to. And wow, I don't think there could have been a better concert to introduce us to Las Vegas. So thank you, Miss Taylor. I'm just feeling all the shivers and moments. As soon as you walk in, you don't even realize how big the venue is and how many people are going to fill up this stadium by the end of the night. And the crowds and the screams and the excitement, the vibes, the energy. Absolutely, like, I don't know, it's mind bending because there's nothing like it. And it's actually insane that I'm like thinking about it. And she does this, what, every single weekend? Anyways, we got into the stadium. Oh, the whole merch war thing. We ran to, I think, the lower bowl. We were looking at the merch stands, and holy heck, it was lined up. It was lined up. And here's a tip. If you want to get merch, again, go as soon as the doors open, or go up to the 300 levels, or if you're in LA, the 500 levels, I'm sure, because everyone's going to be on the lower bowl, main level merch stands. Upstairs, I'm sure there's a lot less people, so hustle up there, go line up, get your merch. We basically ended up waiting like 2 hours in the merch lineup, only to find out that most of the sizes were gone. They only have so many limited items and everything, but if you do want merch, make sure you get it on the first night that Taylor is there, because after that, the supplies that's available will be available for night 2. I don't know if they've changed it over the venues moving forward, but Las Vegas was like that, and it was really sad because they would tell you that there was going to be merch the next night, and so people are hopeful and they're not going to line up that first night, but the stock is so limited that it's really first come first serve. And what I've seen now over the last few shows, since the very top half of the tour, people were like hoarding merch and just reselling it and putting it in suitcases and stuff. Messy. They started limiting the amount of merch that you could buy, which is really considerate, but still, make sure you know what you want when you get to the front of the line. Make sure you know why you're lining up, and if they have your size and everything. It's a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, I was so stressed, but I was so grateful that we had physical seats, because I know in Europe now, I think Europe tickets just went on sale, but Europe literally is pit floor standing room only seats, and I can't imagine how intense those shows are going to be. I don't know if it's going to be hot over there too, but guys, please stay hydrated, please stay safe. Sit when you can, rest up when you can, hide in the shade, bring a fan. It's gonna be intense, and yeah, I'm glad that we had seats for our shows. By the time we got to the front of the merch line, Gail, the first opener, was already playing, so we kind of missed a bit of her set. That was okay because we really wanted the merch. We got food while lining up too, because yes, you need sustenance. You need to stay. You need to have a little bit of energy in your system, because 3 hours is a long show. And because most shows are probably about an hour and a half. We've been to a fair number of concerts, and this one satisfies you. If you feel that like she is not saying enough songs, I don't know what else you want from her, but 3 hours is a great amount of music and time, and it's literally the length of an Avengers movie. Taylor is singing on stage for the length of the Avengers Endgame. She's on stage for as long as Avatar. What more could you ask for? Oh! And what's cool about her whole tour is that it's made for so many fans. If you are a new fan, if you're an old fan, if you just want to go because you've just discovered her recently, like, the variety of songs that she's put into this set list is insane. And I think her set list, I want to say, has 42, 43 songs. Don't get me wrong. She gives her takes in some shows. Like the other week, she was, I think, Kansas and released Speak Now. She added Long Live to the set list. She had 2 surprise songs and a music video premiere. So it really depends on which show you get to go to. For our second night, she brought out Marcus Mumford for Cowboy Like Me, which super insane. Sometimes she'll have guests, sometimes she doesn't. Tip, if Aaron Dessner is at your show, he probably will be on the stage at the surprise song o'clock. If you don't know what the surprise song o'clock is, every single show, Taylor has 2 surprise songs that are different from every single show. She'll sing a song from Midnights, or she'll sing a song from her debut album. Maybe she'll sing 2 songs from Speak Now. It changes every single night. But her rule was that if she messes up and it's not on Midnights, she has the opportunity to sing it again at any other show. So if you're freaking out and people are telling you, why are you going to so many Taylor shows? None of them are going to be the same. Was that very intense of me to say? Have I been personally attacked for going to the same show multiple times? I promise you, if you enjoy the artists, if you enjoy their music, it doesn't matter how many times you go to the show. No show will ever be the exact same. And as hard as that is to understand for people who may not go to as many concerts or understand that whole thing, every time you meet someone different, every time you're sitting somewhere different, every time a performance could be different. There's just so many variables. Just remember to not let anyone take your love of going to concerts or try to dampen your spark or passion to go scream your lungs out in a venue, to have fun, to take memories with friends and loved ones and just have such a special time. Because truly, this is why I'm doing concert recaps, because every single show is so different. Every single show has such a big impact on each person that gets to go. And these Taylor Swift era shows from Las Vegas, those memories stick with me. And it's so insane. It really is so insane that so many people are getting to experience these shows. And I'm just going on a tangent right now, but anyways, with the 2 surprise songs, that's super cool of her. She kind of adopted it during the Reputation tour, and she is fully pushed it into full gear. And it's so cool because of these different eras that she has. She's able to kind of give back to the fans who really know her music. She'll sing them in acoustic form. And I think it's just a really special moment for a lot of fans to hear these songs that she's not performed, or maybe hasn't ever performed in years. For our Las Vegas night 1, she ended up performing Snow on the Beach, which features Lana Del Rey. Lana was not there, but that's okay. And then she sang Our Song. And Our Song, to me, hearing that live was such a nostalgic thing for me, because I grew up singing Our Song at talent shows in my elementary school, and now I just finally got to hear Taylor perform that live. Shivers. We were so lucky to also be sitting in an aisle section, so you have a little bit more buffer room to jump around, scream, and if you saw any videos of us at the show, we were screaming, frolicking, dancing, just having the best time, putting a show on for ourselves, really. And because the stadium is so big, Taylor's walking up and down the catwalk. She's not necessarily always going to be in front of you. You're not always going to be able to see her. So that's just also another tip. If you are on the floor, you won't get to see Taylor all the time. You just have to accept that. But if you're in the lower bowl area, you'll get an overview. So it's really your preference. The energy levels in every sort of section different. Yeah, so where was I going with that? Yeah, so that's just a tip. If you were looking for tickets and you just so happen to have that choice to get aisle seats, always great. I'm trying to think what else I can recap, because again, if you are worried about the set list, you're worried about preparing yourself for the show, you could find the set list online on Spotify, Apple Music. I'm sure someone's created a playlist in order for you to prepare for the show. But again, it changes. When she performed in Las Vegas, she had the one on the set list from there. And then I think a couple weeks later, she had changed it. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. She originally had performed Invisible String and then later on changed it to the one. So it's always morphing. I don't know if you can be fully prepared for it unless you are just a diehard and know every single word and lyric to her songs. Yeah. Anyways, let me just put a pause and then I will come back. Here's a little quick break and then we'll be right back because the camera only goes for 30 minutes. Anyways, now we continue to rant about this whole concert, this whole experience. When you get to the venue, make sure you pack water, get some drinks, stay hydrated because once she's on, you will be dying. I was dying, but that's only because I'm jumping and screaming. If you're a chill concert goer and you're just swaying to the music, don't worry, but just stay hydrated. If you are crazy and manic, yeah, I don't know. Just stay hydrated. Get some candy, get some sugar in you, because the last thing you need is to faint in this show and miss certain things. Anyways, I'm not going to go too deep into sort of the set list and how it pans out because sometimes people don't want to be spoiled with the set list or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Should I go into the eras? No. No, I'll leave it up to you. It's always great. If you haven't been surprised, if you haven't been spoiled yet, wow. Kudos to you because she has been taking over social media in every which way. TikTok has gone nuts for her. Like, I think this concert has been exploded in a certain way, unlike any other tour before because of TikTok. Her popularity has sort of soared and now it's become trendy. So there's a lot of stuff there. But yeah, if you have not seen anything of this tour yet, you probably just don't have social media. But yeah, if you have seen things from the show but also just don't know what songs are going on, it's always so fun to be surprised when you go to a show because when you hope for that one song that you love so much and you hear it live and you hear the start of the instrumental or whatever it is and everything just falls into place, that's the best feeling. Yeah, I can't help but smile for everyone who gets to go to these shows because it's just so cool. And also with one of her songs, she tells everyone to make friendship bracelets, and the whole friendship bracelet phenomenon has sort of evolved again. And what's funny is that a lot of concerts don't necessarily have this sort of impact the way that her shows do. So that's why I'm really happy to be starting this concert recap series with her, because the sort of impact her fans have across, like the friendship bracelets, collecting confetti, wearing merch, fan stories, being excited for these surprise songs that people have sort of created Excel spreadsheets to track it all. It's crazy. And I'm not sure how it is for Taylor, but she definitely sees everything that's going on, and I'm sure she's just amazed by it all. Not that I would ever speak for her, but yeah, it's insane. I have seen a lot of shows and Taylor just never disappoints ever. I am so excited to see the show again in a couple of weeks. What else can I recap for you? I was hoping to get some friends on to this show to sort of talk about their experiences and sort of their recaps, but I kind of reached out too late. So if I get them on a bonus episode or something, like, cool, maybe we'll talk more about the Eras Tour. I also would love to hear from you guys to say, like, what sort of things you want to hear from the concert recap series too. Like, Are there specific things you want to know? What, like, are there certain shows you want me to go see? Moving on in the future, I have Coldplay coming up. I have Ed Sheeran. Got Noah Khan. I've got Taylor again. Jonas Brothers. We got a bunch of big ones coming, and it's going to be a very busy, chaotic fall, summer season. So stay tuned for that, and I'm super excited to hopefully continue this series because concerts are always such a constant in my life, and I know you all love listening to music and going to shows too. So I thought this would be a really cool moment to connect and just talk about the shows we get to go see and sort of how each of them impact us. And this show, if you have been, I'm sure you have a lot to say about it too. It's magical. It's fun. It takes you sort of on a journey because not only is Taylor going through her eras during this show, but you sort of go through these eras with her in a sense that you kind of get to time travel when this song came out. You remember where you were in this moment, or when Speak Now came out, I was a child. It was about 10 plus years ago. And I was in my preteens, teens. And to experience Enchanted live today, and I've gone through so many different things now where I can relate to Taylor's music in a new way is absolutely crazy. I'm getting shivers just talking about it because if you hear our song as our surprise song, or you hear her folklore songs, you just sort of feel, I don't know, it's like this storybook that she's created, and we know Taylor is great with her storytelling. Wow, I'm just speechless. It's absolutely insane. And yeah, if you have yet to see this show, if you want to see this show but aren't getting the chance to, your time will come, I promise. I hope you get to see Taylor at some point in your life because it is magical. But yes, if you are getting to see this show some point in time, tell me how it goes. Tell me if you have a best time ever. I would love to hear your concert stories, and I'll also still be making the vlogs because in the moment it's a lot different than sort of this recap. So again, if you want to go see the recap of us in Las Vegas at the Taylor show, the Eras tour, you can go find that on my personal channel. And it's a long one, I'm not gonna lie. It's an hour vlog because it has both shows and our experience in Las Vegas and everything. But if you want to vicariously live through it all and have fun and see what it was like being row 2 at a Taylor Swift show, I think it was just insane also to see it with my own eyes instead of actually seeing it on phones, because again, when you're there, it's all around you and it's insane. I could just go on and on and on about this show because I don't know, it's just magical. I don't have words for it, truly. I think you go on these concert highs and you don't really expect it to be as life-changing or impactful as it is after the show. And I just hope that if you are a lover of music, you get to experience your favorite artists in these ways that sort of leave you speechless, that leave you mesmerized of how music impacts people in their own way. And this is truly why I love the Hangout. It's because I get to tell these stories of how music makes people feel and create memories. And Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I I I have no words. I really don't. And I know this is a podcast and I should be filling it with a lot of words, but its music is just insane, and it really brings people together, and it it really impacts me in a way that, again, it makes you feel like you're a time traveler. It makes you it makes you cope with things too. And I think what I would usually ask people who are on the show is, how has music impacted you? And these concert recaps sort of show how music has impacted me. Taylor's music has been consistent over my whole lifetime. And I think to see an artist live, as to which someone like Taylor has sort of shaped who I was growing up. I would play like music and piano and guitar with her songs, and 10-minute All Too Well live. Insane. Insane. She is one girl with a guitar on this massive stage holding an entire stadium captive. Like, it's captivating, and everyone is present in that moment singing this narrative song that she created and this whole world that she's painted. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see this all again. And I know going to concerts is such a privilege nowadays because how expensive tickets are. And I know that this show in particular is not cheap at all. And again, if you are so fortunate to go to this show, live it, breathe it, enjoy every single second. Concerts are an experience that, oh my goodness, like, you can't exchange it for anything else. It is a lot. It is a big show. If you do get overwhelmed, take a second, just breathe and just enjoy it as much as you can, because after the 3 hours, that show is done. But the memories that last with it after are eternally forever and life-changing. That's how music affects me. It impacts my life, and I hope I get to hear more stories about how music impacts others' lives. And this show in particular, it's a really good one. That's sort of my concert recap on it. I really don't know how else to describe it or recap it, but I think the show ended at around 11 p.m. We had to walk all the way back to our hotel, which was about an hour, in our little brittle, broken cowboy boots. And even those funny little moments make the show and experience that much memorable. It was freezing after. And funny enough, Maddie and I just sat after the show because we were exhausted, but we were also trying to soak up all of the energy and memories that we just had experienced. And somehow Taylor Nation ended up finding the video and quote tweeted us. That was hilarious. But yeah, this is a concert recap on Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour. Please comment. Please let me know what were your thoughts on the Taylor Swift Eras Tour as well, if you've gotten the chance to go. And if you haven't yet, what are you most excited to see on stage when you get to go? In Seattle, there's 2 different openers than what we saw in Las Vegas. We get Gracie Abrams and Haim. Holy cow, I'm so stoked for that. So stay tuned. There will be a concert vlog coming, and hopefully another concert recap. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening to this Taylor Swift Eras Tour recap. One more thing before you go, make sure to like and subscribe to the Hangout on YouTube. We are also on all the podcast streaming platforms. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. We are at the Hangout CA. Go hang out with us. Talk about music. Enjoy it. And I'll see you next time.